Wow, have you guys seen all these videos of the Somalian community leaders coming out and apologizing for their people stealing all this money? Check this out, and I'll be back.
We accept the president's words. They came from a place of anger and disappointment. I'm sure many Americans feel the same way.
The president was right to let loose his feelings. It shocked us into understanding the severity of the harm our people caused.
These criminals betrayed America's welcoming spirit. The scale of these crimes has stained the reputation of American Somalis.
America's freedoms allowed us to build a unique community here in Minnesota. In return, we must promise to weed out any evil living among us.
This evil came from within our community. And so, as an honorable community, we take responsibility. We must correct this wrongdoing.
The only way to regain the trust of this nation is to root out crime, stay humble, and be forever grateful. That's the premise.
So, as honorable Somalis, we are going to take on the responsibility of apologizing to all Americans. We are deeply, deeply sorry.
The shame of this will haunt us forever. And hopefully over time you will come to forgive us. Thank you.
So yeah, y'all could be sorry, but somebody need to go to jail. Yeah, just like if we got caught in fraud, we go to jail. So sorry, not sorry. Lock that ass up. It is what it is. Peace.
The biggest fear is, as Black Americans are delineating, and America as a country is doing the same thing. They're coming after us. Donald Trump got elected. Immigrants are scared. So now Black Americans are doing their own thing. At the time, we're hoping that they would be standing up for us, you know, being part of our coalition. But
yeah, and that's the problem.
We don't know what to do now.
Yeah, because we told people, they kept telling us, well, you FBS don't work hard. You don't work. We came over with $2 and we were this, and y'all need to learn from us. It got real bad. And people got very arrogant, and even Jamaicans, they still do it. They still tell us, oh, don't come to Jamaica. Oh, don't do this. You are entitled. And y'all were telling us all of this stuff about how hard you work and how lazy we were. And we said, okay, well, handle your business then. And now people don't like it.
And you know, can I say something? Do you know, I think that's why a lot of immigrants are running for office. There's a lot of Somalis in Minnesota, the New York mayor, because I think they're scared now since that, you know, the current political system in America, and maybe Black Americans are not as supportive anymore. So they feel like they have to fight for themselves. They have to have a presence, or else it's over for immigrants here.
Yeah, and that ain't working because they ain't getting elected. A lot of them are not getting elected like that. It's like Winsome Sears, like your boy out there in Minnesota, Fatah, whatever his name is. He got washed. So it ain't really working out like they wanted to work out. So, hey, man, it's you know, cats should have really checked themselves with the disrespect.
So how about we have a restart, man? Black Americans and Black immigrants, we forget everything in the past. We start a new contract. We put the disputes and all this stuff to the past and just have a fresh start. Respect each other, respect each other's cultures, work together where we can work together. Let's try to work on that. I'm ready for that.
Well, the thing is, man, it's going to have to start back in the homeland. It has to start there because a lot of people bring over the same tribalistic disposition that they had over there. They bring it over here and they look at us as just another tribal group. And that's not going to work. We've been upholding global Black unity, and we've been pretty much doing it by our damn selves. So it's time for these other groups to start standing on business over in the homeland, making sure some of that tribal nonsense has stopped. And then people can come to the table and say, hey, let's get out and, you know, let's break bread.
What happens when jokes turn into disrespect, when mockery turns into division, and when an entire community is forced to stop and say, we went too far? Today's video is not about attacking anyone. It is not about canceling anyone, and it is definitely not about hate. This is about accountability, context, and moments that shocked a lot of people. When some members of the Somali community publicly asked forgiveness from the Black Americans after the backlash over mocking blackness. And before you react, stay with me because this situation is way deeper than most people think. Over the past few months, clips circulated online showing Somali creators and speakers making comments that many Black Americans interpreted as mocking blackness. So whether that was skin tone, culture, or even stereotypes, now context matters. Some of these clips were jokes, some were reactions, some were pulled out of longer conversations. But here is the key point. Impact matters more than the intent online. And once those clips spread, the reaction becomes swift. So Black Americans responded with criticism, not violence, not threats, but public pushback. What made this situation unique is what happened. Instead of doubling down, instead of deflecting, instead of blaming social media, some Somali community readers did something rare in the internet culture. They addressed it publicly. Let's watch this so you understand.
The way to regain the trust of this nation is to root out crime, stay humble, and be forever grateful. That's the premise.
So as honorable Somalis, we are going to take on the responsibility of apologizing to all Americans. We are deeply, deeply sorry.
The shame of this will haunt us forever. And hopefully over time you will come to forgive us. Thank you.
So I keep seeing these videos about Africans apologizing to Black Americans, right, for the treatment. And let me just say this. I don't know what it is about Africans not liking us. I don't know what it is. Y'all act like we have actually done something wrong to y'all when all we've ever done was fight just to survive, just to be recognized, to be noticed. And now we got problems with y'all, the same color. This is what I'm saying. We can't win for losing. Let me say this. I think it's very disrespectful when you go to get your hair braided and these women are speaking in their native tongue and they're talking about you. I think it's, come on now, like you'll come over here and get our money, but then you talk about us like dogs, but why are you over here? Well, why not just stay in your country and get the money? Because they don't treat y'all right over there. So you come over here and then y'all think y'all gonna dog us. And wrong answers, because let me tell you something. If every Black woman that loves getting her hair braided, if we stopped getting our hair braided, y'all asses is in trouble. So please, okay, I'm gonna need y'all to get that shit together, because I have a friend that lives in Canada and she is catching hell from the African community. Do you understand? She is catching pure hell. They're not nice, they're mean, and when I say mean, I mean mean to the damn bone. Y'all need to get it together and figure out what the problem is that y'all have with us. We don't have a problem with y'all. Then you have these shops y'all want us to come in and buy. You barely even speak to us. If you can't speak to me, I'm not spending my money there. And y'all have some beautiful y'all have some beautiful materials. Y'all have beautiful items that I would love to buy. But I'd be damned if I'm a step in an African shop and you don't speak to me, or you don't like me, and we the same colors. Get this shit together.
Here is the uncomfortable truth nobody likes to talk about. There are tensions inside the Black diaspora, African immigrants, Caribbean communities, Black Americans. We share ancestry, but we don't always share experiences. And sometimes, instead of learning those differences, people joke, they compare, or even distance themselves. So that doesn't make someone evil, but it does make conversations necessary. What made this apology powerful wasn't the tears, it was the acknowledgement of history. that Black Americans didn't just become black, they were made black through oppression, and mocking blackness, even unintentionally, reopens wounds that never fully healed.
So this comment is from the video I made about Somali people being black, and it reads, Somalians call black people Jareer. If you know, you know. That's why when they are in trouble and black people be defending them, it annoys me because I know there are high chances they won't do that for us. Listen, I hear you. I really, really do. I understand where you're coming from. But the one thing we have to understand is that people are not a monolith. The way African Americans are not a monolith, and Africans are not a monolith, and white people aren't a monolith, Somali people are not monoliths. I'm not going to sit here and deny the fact that there are probably some people within the Somali community who are racist as hell and look at black people as less than and denigrate black people every chance they get, right? However, that person does not speak for the entire Somali community. And the entire Somali community shouldn't be punished when they're under attack, mind you, based on the actions of a few people. And that's just how I feel. Like, you know, this year has been tough for a lot of immigrant communities, right? And I vividly remember last year when there was all them Cubans, we vote for Donald Trump. They all getting snatched up right now. There are some who are relishing in that, right? I'm not one of them, right? Because while karma is very real, it doesn't negate the fact that these people's rights are being violated right now and they're being treated as less than human. And even if they voted for that, it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it right. And regardless of the nonsense they were spewing last year, and it was nonsense, I'll still speak out on their behalf because it's wrong. And a lot of good people who had nothing to do with that movement are being hurt, and they don't deserve that.
Yes, this video is directly to my people from Africa, talking down on Black Americans, talking trash to people who paved the way for you. Do you know how many fights do these people fought for you, just for you to be where you are today? You understand? Do you know how they marched years back just to be free? And even for us to be free. If you know that you can actually make it, why did you not stay in your homeland and make it? What is the competition all about? What is the insult all about? I can't get these things right. What is all this competition all about? Let me tell you, yes, we know that Black Americans, yes, their root is from Africa, right? For those of them that will accept, their root is from Africa. But this is their land. This is where they belong. They are from America. You can't come to people's land and be competing with them. You can't come to someone's place and be fighting them. Stop saying all this trash on social media.
Now, let's be real. Not everyone accepted the apology. Some Black Americans said we had the apology before. Others said they feel these feels are performative, and those reactions are valid too. Forgiveness is not old, and unity cannot be forced, and healing doesn't happen on a YouTube schedule or online schedule. But here is the part that people miss. An apology is not the end. It is just the beginning. And what matters next is the behavior, consistency, and accountability over time, not viral moments.
Black folks owe you nothing. Every minority group in this country that is not Black American owes us for the sacrifices that we made to ensure that you have rights in this country. Rights that we aren't even afforded half the time. No one will rewrite our history as if my people didn't die bloody in these streets for centuries. My people were enslaved, imprisoned, and assassinated so that all minority groups could vote, go to school, get loans, paid employment other than manual labor, the right to run for office, the right to marry outside of your race. And yet, we are still being unalived for being unarmed and Black.
I am currently asking for a ceasefire. I'm asking for a ceasefire between the Somalis and the African Americans. Please, we got something bigger going on right now. This is a divide and conquer situation happening in Minnesota. Y'all know we ride together when situations arise out here. When that George Floyd stuff happened, baby, we was out there. Ain't nobody was asking what type of Black you was. We all felt that. So I just don't want this ignorant conversation to overshadow
what's really happening. Don't give them the upper hand. Why are we acting slow? I'm asking for a ceasefire. If you like me, please put down the shots. We ain't got time. Just put a pin in the conversation. How about that? Let's just put a pin in the conversation. And after we're done with this, then we could get back to doing that. Y'all could get back to doing that. I don't even know what type of conversation. I'm gonna go finish my electrolytes because it's.
Real unity doesn't mean pretending differences does not exist, silencing criticism, or even demanding forgiveness. Real unity means listening without defensiveness, learning without ego, and speaking without dehumanizing. For immigrant communities, it means understanding that Black Americans are not just another group. They are foundational to the civil rights, legal protection, and cultural spaces many benefit from today. And from Black Americans, it can mean recognizing that not all harm comes from hatred. Sometimes it comes from ignorance that can be corrected. In an internet built on outrage, this moment stood out, not because it was perfect, not because it fixed everything, but because someone said we were wrong. And that's rare. This isn't about choosing sides, it's about choosing growth. Because if communities that share history, struggle, and future can talk honestly without each other, then division wins. So I want to ask you respectively, do you believe apologies like this matter? Or do you think they are meaningless without action? Drop your thoughts below on the comments. Keep it respectful. This is a conversation, not a battlefield. So if you've made it this far, subscribe to join our family, because we talk about real issues without screaming, without hate, and without pretending things are simple when they are not. Until next time, bye for now.